Hi, Bol. I'm also so happy to see you. But where are you? Are you on? You're not on video? Yes, so nice to see you. Samskriti, Vishwa. Hi, Krishna Vishwa. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Hare Krishna.
Hi, Bol. Where is our Giridhari? Subhadra?
He went outside
Oh, we have seen it.
to ride Jai Shri Ram all the time.
Hi, Krishna, Balram, Advait. So, who is Sukha? Such a beautiful. Oh, that's how Sukha Sagari Mataji. I get.
Mataji.
Hari Bol. Hari Krishna Ramachandra.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hi Krishna Suraj. Wonderful. It is so nice to see you all. Hi Krishna Kushi. Okay.
This is Mukund.
Hi Krishna Mukund. Wonderful, wonderful. So what we'll do is we'll share our screen. One second. Okay. So everyone still remembers what we are doing?
Yes, Mataji.
What are we doing?
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yes, Srimad Bhagavatam.
Now we are in 13th chapter.
Yes.
I think
okay.
we're still at Parikshit Maharaj.
Yeah, we're doing last time. I think last time we started with Dhritarashtra quits home. Okay.
Mataji, we did the Dhritarashtra quits home, and then we're going to do
Yes.
Parikshit Maharaj.
Yes. So what we till now what we did was first we'll start with our prayers, okay, and then we will start with the lesson. Okay, everybody together and in synchronized. Okay, so we'll do it nice and slow so that everybody will be audible and we'll go at the same pace. Om
Again.
Girandasya Shri Gurave Namaha. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshanavadi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so what we have come up to is that the Vidura, he has the chapter name is Dhritarashtra quits home. Okay, anybody wants to tell me who is Dhritarashtra?
Dhritarashtra is the father of Kauravas.
Father of Kauravas, right? So
The old dude who's blind. He is a king.
oh yes, okay, so he after the so what we'll do is we'll go at the end part. Okay, see over here, one second. Where was it? Yeah. So Dhritarashtra story is what, like after his father Vichitravira and like after the death of Rachitra Virya, King Pandu, who was the son, Pandu would have been the king. Okay, but then what happened was King Pandu also died very early, and that is the reason Dhritarashtra, who was the eldest son, but yet because he was blind, he was like, it was that he wouldn't be a king according to the rules of the dynasty, that because he was blind, he could not be the king. Okay, so ideally Pandu, the younger brother, should have been the king. But what happened was King Pandu also died very early, and that is the reason Bhishma Dev, what he did, Bhishma Dev, why did Bhishma Dev not become the king? Any idea?
He made a vow that he will never
Yes.
be the
Bhishma
king.
Dev. Yeah, Bhishma Dev
That
is
whoever is the king, as if they are as if they are his father.
right. So Bhishma Dev could not become the king, or he did not want to become the king, right? So then that is the reason Dhritarashtra was like, like a dummy king, like till the Pandavas become bigger or become eligible to take over the kingdom, uh, Dhritarashtra was the king. Okay, the so-called king. Now this was of the story till now, and that is the reason we saw that, okay, Dhritarashtra, because he always felt that, anger or that frustration in him, that he is blind, and that is the reason he could not take the kingdom, right? Or because he was blind, so he was not an official king. And then he always felt that after him his sons should take over the kingdom, or after him his sons should be the right heir to the Hastinapur dynasty. Now all these things which are being talked about or are told about in this the 1.13.17 where we start is that Vidura is now, he has come back after moving all over the planet, and he's traveled all over the planet, and he's come back to Hastinapur. Yudhishthir Maharaj, everybody in the kingdom, they have they welcomed him, they made him comfortable, and then after resting now, he is at a point wherein he wants to instruct everybody else. But when you read the verses, it comes to our understanding that Vidura is trying to tell Dhritarashtra that Dhritarashtra, now you are a, see over here also, when we are talking about the war also, look at look at what age Dhritarashtra is. Do you feel that Dhritarashtra is very young and now that he can rule the kingdom? No, Dhritarashtra was very old that time as well, and what he had gone through was that he had,
Mataji,
yes,
if Dhritarashtra was so old, then Bhishma has to be like 1 billion years old.
yes, definitely. Bhishma Dev, he had Ichha with you, right? That he could
So
choose when he should die. Yes.
so Mataji, actually Bhishma Dev, I think he was like 801 years old.
Okay, I didn't find. No, no, I didn't find. No, he must be definitely more than that. I should find out that. Okay, maybe in the next class I'll tell the Mataji to tell you the age of Bhishma Dev. So see, like Vidura, he told Dhritarashtra that, see, you have lost so many people in the war. You have lost your 100 sons. You have lost your grandsons. You have lost Bhishma Dev. You have lost Dronacharya. And then what happened was, like after this war, Yudhishthir Maharaj, he was a very Pandavas have been always compassionate, right? So uh, Pandavas, they told Dhritarashtra, please stay with us, uncle, please stay with us, guide us, he told. And Dhritarashtra, because he always wanted the kingdom, he was happily living with them. Okay, so this is the plot of the story which is there now. Now tell me, how can one person be happy? What are the parameters for us to become happy? What do you feel? Why? How should we be happy?
By serving Krishna.
Okay,
Being a devotee and serving the devotees.
okay. How
Devotee
else?
can be satisfied. This is Shubhadran Giridhar.
Yeah. Okay, should be
Devotional service.
okay. But then how about my bank balance? If I have a lot of bank balance, if I have a lot of, I have a lot of place to live and I have a lot of estates, will I not be happy?
No.
You
Why?
kind of will.
You will.
We
You
should be
will
happy
be
with what we
happy,
have.
but at the end of the life, you won't be happy, and the soul won't be all that happy.
Okay. Anybody else wants to say something?
So,
Like-
Mataji,
Like
actually,
the mind, the subtle body will be happy,
we
but
should
you
be
won't.
happy with what we
Okay, okay. So some of you say
so-
the subtle body will be happy. Some of you
If
say
not-
that
if someone has a lot of things, like a lot of space, a lot of things to love, they still don't get satisfied. If you are not a devotee, then you don't get satisfied. But if you are a devotee, then you can be satisfied. This is Shubhadra.
okay. Okay, so everybody has different views, right? So then now see, yes,
Can I
somebody
say
say
something?
yes,
Yeah,
please.
Mataji.
Yes,
This is Guji Daddy. I was
yes.
saying that we should we if passionate people like they have income, they have money, they say, oh, I'm proud of myself, and they will be arrogant. That means without any control of their like money, of these like passion, these things can suffer people, because if you get more and more and more without any desire stopping, then you cannot achieve Krishna consciousness or devotional service and bhakti
Very
yoga.
good. Very good, Giridhari. Thank you so much, Giridhari. Okay. So see, there are
Mataji?
yes.
Yes.
Yes, Tulsi Manjari, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that maybe that if people understand that everything belongs to Krishna, not actually theirs, then they would be happy. They wouldn't think that, oh, it's all mine and this is like it's everything.
Right.
They would understand that it.
But Mataji, like if some dude just got a new Ferrari, then and then they said whatever you should get it for Krishna, then like some dude is not gonna give up that Ferrari.
Okay. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. You people have a very nice understanding. So see, like everybody in this material world will have different ways of looking at thing. Okay. A person who gets 100 rupees, okay, $100 bill might think, oh, what should I use that money for? One might think, okay, I'll go and have lunch, I'll go and have dinner, or I'll use it for my clothes. A devotee might think, wow, $100, let me spend some $50 on at least to get a nice turban for Krishna, or like a nice dress for my deities, and then half of the money I can use for myself. So everybody has a different understanding, and it depends upon what state of mind we are, right? So people, they might get happy thinking that I have a lot of bank balance. Like, you see, I'm such a big person, look at these sannyasis, look at these anybody person, they're depending upon the Lord, but they're coming and asking for money to me. That means I am as equal as God. So this might be a state in which a material person's mind might be trapped. Okay. And that state of mind is called that illusion, right? How we see illusion is when you're driving a car, when you look ahead, what do you see?
Cars.
Okay, but
The
do you see,
road.
you feel, yeah, the road, you feel that the road is all wet and there's all water over it, right? You remember, you see that, and then as you go near it, you see that, oh no, that was not the real case, or that was not how it looked like, right? Or as you look at the horizon, at the point you feel that the sky and the earth and the sky, the land and the sky is meeting at a point, but that's not the truth, right? So it depends upon how you are looking at it. So every person in this material world, in this household life, will think that he or she has enough time, he or she has enough bank balance, and there is no need to worry about. And he or she is always going to live in this material world, because everybody forgets at some point that death is inevitable. Death is, Hiranyakashipu, who was such a, we'll go to that part also. Hiranyakashipu, who was such a big, he did so much of penance, right? He did so much of penance, and he tried to please Lord Brahma, and he did please Lord Brahma. And when Lord Brahma was pleased, what did he ask for?
He asked
To
for
be invincible.
Yes, he asked for that I should be like, no death should conquer me. I should not be burned. I should not die by this, that, all so many clauses he had, right? But what did Lord Brahma answer him? He said that I cannot give you the benediction of immortality. When I do not have it, how can I give it to you? That means no matter how much penance you did, no matter how much you have satisfied any of the other demigods, but nobody could give him immortality, right? That means what is the reality of life is that at some point, a person who has come to this material world is going to pass away from this world. So if we know that this is the ultimate destination, this is the ultimate fate which we are going to have, why not use it in the service of the Lord? Now, what was the difference between the Pandavas and the Kauravas?
Kauravas
were
were
good
really,
and virtuous,
really,
while the
really,
Kauravas were bad and evil.
yeah, and the
Okay.
Pandavas were nice and compassionate.
Okay. And what was the main, again, important aspect of the Pandavas? See, over here, there was a big trouble. And whom did they remember?
Krishna.
Krishna.
Right? That means their consciousness was always around Krishna. They always worked, or they always thought whatever the Lord said was the right thing to do, right? So the main thing is that if you get out of your illusion that I am the world, I am the conqueror of this world, I have money. Look at this person, he has money, so he thinks that he can just think about money, he can do all sorts of things. Then there is again this person who thinks that I have such a bank balance, I have such a big huge house, and I, like, it is I who can do everything, right? Now tell me, now it is 6:33 at your end CST. Okay, everybody will have a different time according to your zones.
It's not.
If I give Vishwa, I'm talking to Vishwa, Raya, Prahlad, Rishikesh, where I see you? Yes. Rishikesh, now if I give you Balaram, if I give you $100 bill, okay? If I give you $100, maybe if I Sanskrit, if I give you $1,000, um, Pranav, Advait, Khushi, Atharva, everyone, okay? If I give you $1,000 bill and I tell you Samskriti is Krishna Nena, now it is 6:34 at your end. I want you to bring back 6:30 p.m. of a Monday evening, 6:30 p.m. Pranav, I give you a task. Bring back 6:30 p.m. of Monday, October 18th, 2021. How many of you can get it back?
Was I already. can.
Can
No.
you get it?
I can.
But I'm giving you $1,000 bill. You should be able to do it, right?
It's
No?
You just.
No,
It's
that
just. But it's already
long-
6:34 for us. It passed
Yes.
6:34. Mataji, if you give me $1,000 in $1 bills, then I would never ever to even keep.
So forget about what bills I'm giving you. Forget about what bills I'm giving you. I'm asking you, can you get me back 6:30 p.m. at your end?
Okay, but is
Those
it
who are in
bill?
CST, okay?
Is
Those
it
who are
one
in
bill?
CST.
Is it
Sorry?
one bill?
It does not matter, Suraj. I just think that I'm giving you some money and I'm telling you bring back the time which was
Mataji,
5 minutes
I
past.
can't. Mataji, I can
It
because
depends
it's
on
not
how
the
many
time.
pieces.
That means this money cannot bring back the time which is past, right? So everything has a value, we say, right? But if this money is not going to bring me back the money, I cannot time travel and go back. Can I?
No.
No, right? That means this money which I feel is so very important for me. If it cannot give me back the few seconds of my life which has gone back, how important is this money? This is what everyone should understand, right? So this, what are the realities of life? That you are going to take birth, you are going to live in this world, there will be diseases which will be affecting you, there will be old age which will come eventually, and then there will be death. Okay, so this is the, many of them you say that, oh, why are you talking about death and all those things, let me enjoy life. But ultimately, what is it that we are moving towards it, right? We take birth, then we grow up, at some point in our life we get some diseases, and some or the other calamities come up. Then if you are like, if you have a healthy life, you can get up to the old age, and then death. So these are the realities of life or truths of life, and we cannot escape it. And what was happening with Dhritarashtra? He was trying to just think about his that time, and he was trying to enjoy that time, after even all of his associates, all of the people who he loved, they left him, they died in the war. Then too, he was very happy that Yudhishthir Maharaj has told him that you can stay over here and guide us as the king, right? So just imagine, look at the state of mind which Dhritarashtra was in. And Vidura, he was always a good, he was always a advisor to him. And he advised him that that king, he just, to sarcastically, to just instigate him, or sarcastically to provoke him, he said, oh king, now you have to leave this place. Enough of your time in this world, enough of your time in this as a king of Hastinapur. Now you have to leave. Okay. Now the best, the story over here, that how we are so very busy in our material world and we are so happy, is the story of Indra. Okay, everyone knows how Indra was cursed to become a hog. He was cursed to
Yes.
become a pig, right? And when his tenure, or when his that his period of him suffering as a pig was done, as a hog was done, Lord Brahma came to him, and he said that, oh Indra, come on, now let's go, you have already served your punishment as a hog, now you have to come back. And he said, oh master, he said, oh mister, what are you saying? Because now Indra was in a body of a pig, Indra was living as a pig, as a hog. And he said, no, no, mister, I am so happy over here. Don't you see? I have so many piglets over here. I have such a nice wife over here. Look at my wife. She's also so beautiful. I'm enjoying eating all this dirt over here. And I'm so happy. Why do you want me to take me away from all this happiness? So this is exactly what we are doing. Maybe we are not saying that, okay, I'm living like a hog, or living like a pig, but this world is dukhalayam ashashvatam, right? It is uncertain when it will be the last day for me. But then too, I feel that yes, this is my body, this is my life, I am enjoying, and this is my house, this is my family, and everything. Now tell me, if I have to live in this material world, what should my state of mind be? I know I'm there in this material world, right? I cannot always think that, yes, I have to die tomorrow, I have to die tomorrow, I have to die tomorrow. Then I'll become so sad and I'll become so miserable. So what should be my state of mind be? What should I be doing, or what do you think I should be doing?
You can die at any time, so you should remember Lord Krishna 24/7.
Yes. I know, see, if I know that, okay, life, death, diseases, everything is there in this material world, I should not just keep on thinking about, okay, tomorrow I'm going to die, tomorrow I'm going to die. That will make my life more miserable. right? So what we have to do is, whatever time I have in this world, let me use in the service of the Lord. Then what will happen? See, human being is such a selfish person, selfish entity, that whatever we do, we always think about us. What will I get if I do this? What will I get if I follow your instructions? Right? So the main thing which we are getting is, we will not be trapped in Maya. We will not be trapped in illusion. Just like how Dhritarashtra was trapped in illusion because of his thinking that he is the king, he is the king, and he is the king, right? Whereas the Pandavas, even after becoming the kings, they did not want to, they did not want to be the rulers. They were always like Yudhishthir Maharaj, after the birth of Parikshit Maharaj, he asked the Jatakas. The Jatakas are the people who check the horoscope. They asked about who, okay, how is he going to rule? How is his life going to be? Because now they were already ready to renounce the world. Okay, so this, because they always believed in the Lord, they wanted to be in the service of the Lord. That is the reason they could take up that decision so very fast. And on the other hand, Dhritarashtra, because he was all in Maya, he was all in illusion, that he always thought that he was the king and he wanted to remain the king, he could never surrender to the Lord, right? And that is the reason Vidura, he came and he told that, come on, do not get attached to the family and do not get attached to these thoughts always now, that you have to think about your future, like what you are going to do after this. You have already lost so many of your associates. All of the people whom you knew are lost now. And then he said, like, Vidura, Tulasi Manjari, can you read this? Tulasi,
Mataji?
can you
Yes.
read this?
Where?
Vidura as a saint.
Insurmountable.
Can you see the
Insurmountable.
slide?
Eternal.
Vidura as a saint, as the duty bound, affectionate. Can you see that slide?
I don't think he changed it.
Okay, Akshita, can you see it?
Yes, Mataji, I can see it. Now I can see it.
Oh, okay. Okay, Tulsi, read it then.
Okay, Vidura as a saint and as the duty-bound, affectionate youngest brother of Dhritarashtra, wanted to awaken Dhritarashtra from his slumber of disease and old age. Vidura therefore sarcastically addressed Dhritarashtra as the king, which he was actually not. Everyone is the servant of eternal time, and therefore no one can be king in this material world.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Akshita, can you read this part?
Yes, Mataji. The bottom part also, or just the top?
This frightful situation.
Okay. This frightful situation cannot be remedied by any person in this material world. My Lord, it is the Supreme Personality of Godhead as eternal time, Kala, that has approached us all.
Thank you so much. Kavya, do you want to read this?
Yes, Mataji. Even in the days of so-called scientific advancement of knowledge, there is no
There is no remedial measure
either for old age or for death. Old age is a notice of the arrival of death,
served by cruel time,
and no one can refuse to accept either
summon calls,
or the supreme judgment of eternal time.
Very good,
Thank
right?
you, Priti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. So this is what Vidura was trying to explain the Dhritarashtra. Okay, so because and he sarcastically, because see, he was, when he came, the all of the Hastinapur people were there around him, right? The Pandavas, the everybody else was there. So what he said was, he sarcastically addressed him as king. Okay, because Dhritarashtra was still living with Yudhishthir in Hastinapur, even after the war was done, even after his sons had died, his grandsons had died, even after Bhishma Dev had left his body and everything was gone, yet he was still pretending, or he was still in his mind, that he is the king. And that is the reason Vidura wanted to awaken him from his slumber, right? And he said that this time is what is playing with us, and now you, like, it is just like, one cannot refuse the judgment of the Lord, or one cannot refuse the just like in this material world, when there is when you have a summons from the court, you have to go, hook or crook, you have to go, you cannot reject it, right? In the same way, in this material world, when your time comes, you have to leave. And he's saying, now this is the time that has come. Okay, Mukund, can you read the translation for me over here?
Yes, Mataji. I am all devouring death, and am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is what the Lord is trying to tell, that in 10.34, that the Lord says that I am everything, I am time, then how can you forget me? And this again and again, this was reminded by by Vidura to Dhritarashtra, and in the further verses also we are going to see that Vidura is telling Dhritarashtra that your father, your brother, all your well-wishers, your sons, everybody has passed. And this is still text number 1.13.21. 21, I guess, right? Yes, 21. That everybody has left this body and have like gone back to Godhead. Now you also have to think about what you have to do. And Vidura was always, he was always a very faithful associate, and he always guided Dhritarashtra in the right sense. Then why is it that Dhritarashtra took everything negatively, or why is it that Dhritarashtra did not think in the right way? Any idea? Any understanding what you have? What do you all feel? Why did Dhritarashtra not listen to his advices?
Putra Moha. He
Very
was
good.
attached to his son.
Very good. Putra Moha, that means he was attached to his son. Yes, Kavya?
Mataji was an old hand.
Okay. Okay. So then anybody else wants to tell why would Dhritarashtra not listen to Vidura? Remember, so many points, right?
He was proud.
Okay, he was
He
proud.
was he liked to be king. He was engrossed in.
Yes, he was an illusion. That's one thing. He was an illusion.
He
And-
was attached to material things, and he was
did not
blind, not only materially
Mhm.
and but he was also blind spiritually.
Yes,
Mm.
exactly, right? See, so Dhritarashtra, first of all, see, he was an illusion, and then he did not have proper association. See, the story of Dhritarashtra has many aspects to it, okay? So because he was blind is one thing. He was not only materially blind, but spiritually also he was blind, because though Lord Krishna was right in front of him, he could not understand him, he could not see him. And the third thing was, he took the association from Shakuni, right? So the association which you are there also matters a lot. So from this Mahabharata story or the Dhritarashtra story, there are really many aspects by which you can go. And so today we have talked that he was an illusion. Okay, maybe next time when we're talking about association, we can talk about that part also. Now I am going to, yeah. Everybody can see this part? See the slide?
Yes, Mata.
Yes,
Okay. So what we'll do is, everybody understood what we did in the Bhagavatam part? Reading?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So we have come to the part where Vidura is explaining Dhritarashtra about the things that why he is a well-wisher and how how Dhritarashtra should be, what should be the next steps that he has to do. Okay. So we are coming to the part where we are reading from Back to Godhead. Now again, I want to thank you, Mukund, because I think Mukund is the one who has sent from last Back to Godhead. Okay, I'm just going to stop share over here for some time. I know I don't need to always say the same things over and over again, but see, when I know you all have started your schools as well, how many of you, can you raise your hands? How many of you love to read?
Me.
Everybody loves to read. Many of you, right? Because I see my son also, like late night, 10:30 also, he'll be keeping on reading his books. So now, if at all there is a chance, Haribol.
Yes, Mataji, I just wanted, I sent the recording.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Okay, let me see. Did you send a video recording to Lucy? Maybe I missed it. Oh,
No,
voice
it was
recording, huh?
voices.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you send me a video recording so that I can upload it? Pranav, this week I want you to send it immediately.
Mataji, last week I forgot to send it, but I read.
You read it. Can
Yeah.
you send it also? So
Okay.
that I can hear you and I can see you.
Okay.
Haribol Mataji, so nice to see you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hey Krishna. Now you know what? I am going to do one more trick over here. Those who are going to send me a video recording, okay? So listen to my words very, very carefully. Those who are going to send me a video recording, I am going to make a nice collage of them, and those will be the students of the week. We will have a student of the week from Govinda groups. So let me see who are going to, and you know what, like as you send, we will have the added pictures to the collage, and then we'll be posting it on all the groups, on the Bhakti Sangha group also, and on the Facebook also. So let me see if this incentive is going to help you to read more and share. Raya Prahlad, I'm missing your realizations. Can you send it to me this week after you read it? Whatever you understand, okay? It does not have to be a very long thing. At least what I want you to do is, see, Srila Prabhupada and all our, everybody who has written the articles in this book have done it for us. And we should be so grateful that they have taken time to pen it down. They have taken time to write it for us. So at least from our part, if we can read it and try to understand what we know from it, it will be really, really very good. You might not understand the whole thing. I agree to it. Okay, you might not understand the full thing, but whatever you understand, that will remain in your mind. And sometime, somewhere, you will recollect that. And it will be, you never know how things you will remember and how it will be helping you. Okay. So everybody can lower your hands. Yes, somebody had something to say. Somebody wanted to say something? Okay, never mind. So we will start with, okay, I see over here. Balavrinda, are you there? Okay, because we're talking about time and Krishna, so that is the reason
Yes, Mataji, she's here only. We are
okay.
sitting.
Okay, Balavrinda, do you want to read this? I'm going according to what sequence I see over here, okay?
Okay. The word.
The world beyond time, back to God, page Jude 2019, why in the Krishna, the time and energy of Krishna that completed control of the material world has not invited the
No influence. No influence.
spiritual world. Krishna eternal abode, unchanging the world behind time, appears to be a river for
Attractive. Proposition.
Proposition. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Balavinda. Thank you. Right. Okay. Then I see Khushi. Khushi, can you read this part till I've highlighted it?
मैं समय हूँ, which means time I am. I was the catchy opening line of every episode of the famous Mahabharat serial that almost 30 years ago brought millions in India to the front of their television sets for an hour every Sunday morning for almost 2 years. The deep effect this serial had on the lives of the people of India can be
Gauged.
gauged from the fact that the country practically came to the halt and almost nobody would miss the episodes that unfolded as they happened some 5,100 years ago.
Thank you so much, Khushi. Then we have Tulasi. Can you read this part?
Yes, Mataji. I was a young man then, and that opening sentence had a very mystifying effect on me. I could not understand who the I in that sentence was, and how a person could be time. I continued to harbor this mystery in the deep chambers of my heart, believing that someday it would be resolved from within. Even today, the excitement of those words is just as fresh, as lively, and is interesting. I don't remember having asked anyone the meaning, but I enjoyed living with this line in its mystery, its probable sublimity, and its ultimate liberation. It has been a journey that I have relished every bit of.
Okay, thank you so much. So like now, just to get an idea of what we are speaking over here is, this is about when Mahabharata, it started in India, the TV serial, when it started in India, it had a very beautiful beginning. The voice over there used to say, Main samay hu. Okay, maybe next time I'll try to play that. And it was a beautiful starting which he had. Your parents who must have even seen that serials might remember it, that or now also if you go on YouTube, Mahabharata TV serials, television, DD, Doordarshan, if you put up, like that voice always said main samay hu. And that always, so it was about Lord Krishna who is telling the Mahabharata, and that how Krishna is the time. So the speaker over here is telling that he is remembering that. Okay, Ramachandra, can you start reading?
Sure, Mataji. Defining time. I grew up with the notion that time is very important. To do everything on time requires discipline, a described quality. But what is time? We might jokingly say that time is what a clock reads. But most seriously, time is one of the 7 fundamental physical qualities in both the international system of units and the international system of quantities. In an operational definition of time, a certain number of repetitions of one or another standard cyclical event, such as the passage of a free swinging pendulum, or the electronic transition frequency of cesium atoms, constitutes one standard unit, such a second.
Okay, thank you so much, Ramachandra. Okay, this is a little bit physics. We'll go into that. Then we have Mukund.
Mataji, me?
Yes, Mukund, can you read it?
Okay, Mataji. Though highly useful, Mataji, the highlighted one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Though highly useful in the conduct of both advanced experiments and everyday affairs of life, This definition of time leaves aside the question of whether there is something fundamental called time that flows and can be measured. Time is often referred to as a fourth dimension, along with three spatial dimensions. Time has long been an important subject of study in religion, philosophy, and science, but a proper definition of time has consistently eluded
Everybody.
everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mukund. Then we have, okay, let me just go ahead with who have done. Balaram.
Okay, Mataji.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
whatever is ultimate meaning time as we experience it every day has to be used fruitfully. Time is a great leveler. No matter who you are, you have only 24 hours in a day. Time is our greatest wealth, and
Colloquially,
colloquially, time is money. The great moral instructor Chankya Pandit said even one moment of life spent cannot be regained for millions of gold coins. Therefore, wealth gets greater loss and there than the time spent usually.
very good, uselessly. When you're spending, see, the millions of dollars of also, if you give, you cannot just get the time which has been wasted. So never waste your time. Samskriti, can you read this?
Yes, Mataji. Today, many people have money, fame, and position, but not time. For a student, time assumes great significance during examinations. For an engineer, this is an important resource in planning a job. For a lover, time spent away from the beloved is torture. For a sprinter, much time is spent improving his time count by a split second. For a railway commuter, a few seconds decide whether he will catch his regular train or not. Life is governed by time, and yet time is slipping from our hands.
Very good. Thank you so much. You know what? It is so important over here. You should understand that those who know the importance of time, like if you come in many of the parts of the world, right? You have a train which is scheduled at a specific time. If you have ever been to India, Krishna Naina, what is going on? If you ever come to any part of India like Mumbai, there are trains which are running 7:35 and then 7:30, 7:40. One is a fast train, one is a slow train, and if you miss that one train, people lose so much because they cannot go by the another slow train, and that is the reason they have to be on time. Okay, so this is very important. So this time thing which very said about commuter, it is really really important. Okay, the next person over here I see is Raya Prahlad. Raya Prahlad, are you there? Okay, next we have Pranav.
Yes, I'm there.
Raya Prahlad is there. Okay, Raya Prahlad, can you please read?
Yes, Mataji. As time marches on, I see its effect on me and everybody around me. My body is getting old. It is changing, and so is everything around me. Old buildings fall and new buildings rise. Ways of doing business have changed. Ways of communication have changed. Our value system has changed. The list is endless. I find it difficult to keep up with the technological development and change happening around me.
Thank you so much, Raya Prahlad. Such an important instruction, right? Then we see Pranav. Can you read this?
I am at a loss to handle the gadgets a small child uses with great ease that I feel I will soon be outdated. Eventually, I may not be able to manage the information and the communication. Every time a new gadget comes to the market, I feel jittery, but the younger generation is happy. Every time a new invention hits the market, I feel uncomfortable when I have to come to terms with it. When relationship changes, I have to manage whether I like it or not.
Very good. See, these realizations, though it is by somebody else, it feels so true. See, for, like you people now, when you were online, you could just adapt to everything which came online, right? You could just, anything it came and it was easy for you. But for people who are older or people who are at a different age, it was hard for us to manage with that initially, but later we got adapted. Now when like Windows, what, 11, 7, what, I don't know what has come up, it has that we have to keep on adapting to things, and it might get harder at times. Then who is it? Yeah. Akshita, can you read this part?
Yes, Mataji. We are busy. We do not have time. We have jobs to do, social commitments to fulfill, responsibilities to be shouldered, and therefore we have no time for other things. For many of us, life has become routine, monotonous,
Monotonous.
monotonous, predictable, with no time for anything other than filling our bellies and gratifying our senses.
True, right? We have no time for many of the things. Krishna Nana, can you read this?
The turning point. My life went on like everyone else's till I came to Krishna consciousness, which brought new adventure, and life took a new turn, an unpredictable turn with romance and newness at every step. It was then as the mystery of time I am was revealed to me in the pages of Bhagavad Gita 11.32, where the Lord tells Arjuna,
Kalosmi. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Kalosmi lokakshaye kripa lokan samahritam iha pravitaha ritepitvam navapishyanti sarve gevastita prataya
Yodha. Very good. Thank you so much, Krishna Nena. Suraj, can you read?
Time I am the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come to destroy all people with the exception of the Pandavas, view the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Here Krishna unfolds to Arjuna the Pandavas was part of his plan. Time is a great destroyer. It destroys everything. Nothing can stand the onslaught of time. Nothing is spared. Nobody is spared. Great kings and emperors who ruled the world are gone. Also gone are a great civilization with their buildings and their cultures in their place. New things have come up.
Very good. Thank you so much. Right. Then we have, who is there who's raised hand? Kavya?
Which one, Mataji?
Yeah, I've highlighted. Can you start reading that?
Yes, Mataji. When something like iron, which is very strong and apparently unbreakable, meets its death with
time. Its property to rust, and therefore
decay.
Decay is born along with its great strength. We see that destruction and death are
Occurring.
around us, but the import of it all does not get into our brains till we come to the pages of the Bhagavad Gita. The great mystery I carried within my heart, what resolved as soon as I received the light of Bhagavad Gita through Srila Prabhupada.
Unadulterated
Translation and commentary, which is rightly termed
Bhagavad Gita as it is.
it is.
Very
Thank
good.
you, Mataji. Hare
Hi,
Krishna.
Krishna. Ojasvi, can you read this?
Yes, Mataji. In Bhagavad Gita 10.30, Krishna says, of subduers I am time. Whatever wealth we have will be taken away by God's agency of insurmountable time. Due to missing God's property, materialistic societies end up in deprivation. I can see it.
And poverty, deprivation and poverty.
Deprivation and poverty. Whereas in the past, societies governed by rulers or kings who considered themselves God's representatives and recognized God's overall
Proprietorship.
flourished and had material opulence far beyond anything we know today.
Very good. Okay, so we are left with one more paragraph. And okay, everybody has read it, whoever has raised hands. Okay, what about others? Okay, so what we'll do is,
Mataji, can I read?
who is it?
Tulasi.
Tulasi Manjari?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, go ahead, complete that paragraph so that we finish with that topic.
Okay. With every rising and setting, the sun takes one day of our life. The sun that gives life by its light also takes it away. Exempt from this rule, however, are those who utilize their time by discussing the topics of the all-good Lord Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.17. By the chanting of the holy name of the Lord as propagated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Lord himself, one can achieve transcendence in this very life. The sincere practitioner of spirituality sees the possibility of freedom from time and the three modes of material nature, which otherwise completely control everybody.
Very good. Thank you so much. So we have finished this first part. If you want to read, you can keep reading ahead. But what I want you all to do is that whatever you have read, okay, on that, try to read it again if you want. And whatever you have understood from it, at least try to, try to have that reflection of what you've understood, and then it will be best for you, okay, so that you can recollect what you have read. And remember this, do not take this only as an activity which we are doing in Govinda group. Take it as an activity which will help you comprehend things also, okay, in your life ahead, when you're English, in grammar, when you go in your higher standards. Comprehension is an important part of your studies. So comprehension means whatever you're reading, if you can comprehend that, if you can precise it. In English grammar, there is a thing also which is called as preci writing. That means suppose there's one page of write-up given, if you can comprise it and make it into 4 or 5 lines. So this is also going to help in your studies. So don't overlook it just as, okay, Govinda group activity and leave it away. I would really appreciate if everybody could send your realizations, okay, specifically in a video. That would be very, very nice. I will like to end the call because then our Madhava group will be soon joining. Okay, everybody.
Okay.
Vancha
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा
Anandamaya
सिन्धुभ्यश्च
Vajapatita Pavanebhyo
वैष्णवेभ्यो
Namo Namah
अनंतकोटि वैष्णव की जय।
जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, सीता प्रीति माता जी की जय। थैंक यू माता जी, हरे